If you're an insurance agent and you're sending all of your marketing to a funnel, you need to stop doing that right now. In today's training, we're going to break down exactly why that's the case and what you should be doing instead. I want to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to dive in so that we can get this thing rocking and rolling. So, today's all about why insurance agents should stop sending traffic to funnels. Now, if this offends you, it's because it's true. Funnels didn't make insurance marketing better, they just removed the agent from the equation. Now, the problem here is that funnels were built for scale and not for trust. Now, what a funnel actually excels at, funnels are exceptional at generating volume and processing large number of leads through automated sequences, right? But what insurance actually requires is insurance is fundamentally built on trust, personal relationships, and long-term commitments. These two philosophies don't solve the problem in the same way. Now, why funnels worked at first? In the early days of digital marketing, funnels offered something genuinely compelling to insurance agents, right? It felt new, it felt efficient, and it reduced friction when acquiring leads and getting folks to fill out quotes. Now, this cutting edge automation distinguished early adopters from traditional competitors and made them stand out in a crowded marketplace. Those streamlined processes promised to handle more leads with less manual effort, and the simplified pathways made it easier for prospects to request quotes quickly. Now, the advantage evaporated the moment that everyone started using the exact same approach. And what happens when everyone uses funnels? Every funnel starts looking identical, the same structure, the same questions, the same automations. It becomes predictable to a consumer when they land on that site. There's anonymity that's involved. Consumers can't distinguish one agent from another when the human element is hidden. And it's also disrupted because skepticism grows as prospects wonder who's really behind the form and who's going to be contacting them once it fill out. And the inevitable outcome, the result, the results decline while effort and ad spend increase over time again and again and again. And why agents keep doubling down. When conversion rates start dropping, the instincts to optimize the funnel itself, but this creates a vicious cycle. You end up adding more steps with more complicated questions so that you can filter leads better and have more quality. You end up adding more copy with longer explanations, trying to build trust through text. And you add more urgency with countdown timers and scarcity tactics to force their action. And the result? Each additional actually increases friction and the abandonment rate of somebody leaving your funnel. This actually makes the problem much, much worse. Now, the funnel fatigue problem is that consumers didn't stop responding because they hate insurance. They stop because funnels feel unsafe, they feel impersonal, they feel mechanical and disconnected from the human reassurance that they're actually seeking. Now, insurance is not e-commerce. Insurance purchase decisions involve layers of complexity that e-commerce transactions simply don't face. The consumers are going to feel fear. They're going to worry about long-term commitments or the personal risk that they have involved here. They're going to want to protect against worst-case scenarios, which can create anxiety. The policies last years, not days or weeks. So when they think about this commitment is a long-term commitment. And then the personal risk is that the wrong choice can have serious financial consequences for that individual. And what consumers actually want when they go to find an agent. Number one, a name. They want to know exactly who they'll be working with. They need a face with visual recognition that creates immediate familiarity and comfort to them. They need a local presence. A community connection signals accessibility and accountability. And only after these trust signals are established to consumers, they then want to discuss quotes and coverage options and potentially make that move forward. And what happens after the ad click? They don't convert. The form sits incomplete. They hesitate. Doubt creeps in about the legitimacy of who is actually going to be reaching out to them. They end up leaving, abandoning the page entirely. Then they Google you, searching for proof that you are actually real. And this is the silent trust test. This is before a prospect fills out a single form in your funnel. They have actually conducted an invisible evaluation. These unspoken questions determine whether they proceed or abandon. They're going to ask, is this real? Does a legitimate business stand behind this form? And is this a real agent that I can reach out to? Is this someone that I can trust? And will they have my best interest at heart when I begin working with them? Do I feel safe reaching out? And what happens when I submit my information? When your funnel can't answer these questions, conversions die before they even begin. And where funnel money leaks, every dollar spent on traffic becomes a wasted investment when these critical breakdowns occur. The agent is hidden. There's no photo, there's no bio, there's no human connection to anchor that trust. The process feels mechanical. The automated responses and impersonal sequences create distance between you and your prospect. And trust must be built under pressure. You're asking for commitment before establishing any form of credibility. Now, the reframe: funnels don't fail because they're broken, they fail because they hide the human. Technology works perfectly. The strategy is what's actually flawed. And why this matters: number one, uncertainty kills conversion. Two, you create that uncertainty. And number three, the moment you hide the agent, you actually build it even further, right? In an industry built entirely on managing risk and providing peace of mind, introducing uncertainty at the first touch point is a fundamental strategic error. And what actually converts in insurance? Conversions don't happen through clever copy or optimized form fields. It happens when these three elements align. Number one, the agent is visible. The consumer can see their photo, their name, their credentials, and personality are front and center from the first click. Familiarity exists. The prospects recognize you before they need to decide about you. And the next step feels safe. Reaching out feels natural, not risky or pressured. Now, profiles create certainty. Visible agent profiles fundamentally changes the psychology of the interaction. Surface the agent. This gives us the ability to put the human relationship at the center of every interaction by making the agent the center of the puzzle and surfacing that agent to the top of the list. This allows us to reduce fear and create transparency, which eliminates the anxiety of dealing with an unknown entity, somebody you've never met, somebody you've never talked to, somebody you've never worked with. And it also allows you to invite contact. And you can make reaching out feel easy and natural without any artificial urgency or manipulation. And why this compounds: each visit builds familiarity, each impression builds trust. You stop convincing and you start being chosen. Now, over time, this creates a powerful advantage. Prospects arrive already predisposed to work with you. And that's a big thing. This is not anti technology, this is anti anonymity. The problem isn't automation or digital tools. The problem is using technology to hide rather than highlight the human element. Technology should surface humans. The best use of technology amplifies the personal connection and makes the agent more accessible, not less. It should remove barriers to relationships, not create them. And this is already happening. The market is shifting beneath our feet, and consumers are changing their behavior. And the data tells a clear story on this. 73% of consumers prefer personal service. Consumers choose human interaction over automation in financial decisions 73% of the time. This increases trust by 2.4 times. Higher trust levels can be increased when interacting with invisible named professionals, or excuse me, with visible named professionals. And then 67% research first, right? Consumers like to research in today's day and age. I used to be an exec at Zillow, and the average consumer spends 3 months on their website before ever reaching out to an agent and starting that conversation. Now, insurance is a little bit easier decision to make than where my next home is going to be for the long term. But at the end of the day, consumers are smarter than they've ever been, and they research more than ever because that information is available at their fingertips. Now, consumers are actively moving away from anonymous digital experience because they want to work with people again. Now, the only question is, when someone clicks on your ad, do they meet your funnel or do they meet you? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dive into topagentnearme.com, show you guys exactly what this experience does, how we've transformed the insurance industry, and what we can do for you. Now, with topagentnearme.com, think of this as Zillow for insurance agents. Instead of homes being on the map, we actually have individual agent profiles that are going to populate all over the place. Now, I'm gonna go down over to Florida where I have some individuals who have claimed profiles so that you can see exactly what this looks like when you show up on the page. You can see Frandy Norvalis here has gone ahead and filled out his profile. He's added his photo to this. He's added a little headline here at the top and about me section, and he's listed all of the different types of areas that he focuses on and his insurance specialties here. Now, if a consumer wants to reach out to Frandy, he just has to click contact agent right here. And one of the things that you're going to notice is that it actually states that you're requesting to be contacted by Frandy himself at the very top and also in the disclosure consent language down here. And the reason that that is when a consumer fills out a form on your profile, that's a one-to-one contact. We're not going to resell that lead to all the other agents that are in your marketplace. When someone chooses you, we want them to connect with you. We want their experience to be solid from the foundation, from ground zero. We want them to find a trusted agent by reading through their profile, going through some of their past reviews from clients, and then sending that contact directly to the individual agent. Now, this solves a couple of problems. We have TCPA that could be signed into law soon. That's the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. And that actually requires a one-to-one consent in order for you to reach out and call these prospects or these leads. And if your name wasn't on the form of the individual that's going to be contacting them, you may actually be in violation. So we're solving a couple of problems at once. We're not only bringing more transparency to the insurance industry for consumers and giving them an option to reach out to top agents in their market based off of their reviews, their accolades, and the success that they've had, but we're also going to be giving that consumer the opportunity to go ahead and get with the right person and work with the right agent that they want to be with, right? Now, this level of contact changes when you become a local legend. So if I click back on this form and we just move back over on our map down to Florida, one of the things that you're going to see is that we have a local legend here that's going to populate. That is Kevin Hom. One of the things that's going to differentiate Kevin as a local legend from any of the standard profiles is that you can click a button right here to call that local legend. When you get to their profile, the first option that you have is to actually call them. And then down below, you still have the form that you can fill out if the consumer chooses to actually fill the form out and request information versus actually just giving the call. So, with that being said, if you haven't done so already, go to Top Agent Near Me and claim your profile. We have had over 100,000 consumers visiting our site since our launch just over a month ago, and we'd love the opportunity to put more smiling faces in front of those consumers. There's no obligation to purchase any marketing packages or anything along those lines. Simply claim your profile, and if a consumer finds you and wants to connect, you have a one-to-one connection there. If you'd like to talk more about advertising options so that you can increase the number of calls that you get, increase the number of quotes that you get, go ahead and claim your profile and you can fill out a form to meet our team. At the very top, there is a For Agents button, and you can click on the Advertise with Us. And from here, you can fill out a simple form at the bottom, and this will alert our team so that we can contact you directly and get you going. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I can't wait to see you in the next Top Agent Near Me video.